Okay.
What's good, everybody? It's Monday, start of the new week.
Yeah,
In November, yeah, of
of course.
course.
Big,
Our
big full script.
quadmester's almost finished for
Yeah, on
school.
Thursday. So yeah,
Thursday.
that's big.
It's a Monday.
Um,
It's a Monday, so
Mondays are always tough.
not much news this weekend. But we decided to make a top 20 centers in the NHL list.
Mhm.
So we're gonna get into that. We also have a couple NHL signings, some news about the Raptors, Blue Jays news, and some Toronto FC
TFC.
news.
Yeah.
So yeah, shouldn't be too long of an episode. So let's get started with our NHL top 20 centermans in the NHL
Yeah, sure.
list.
Okay.
So there might be some disagreements.
There probably will be.
There was a list that was posted on Instagram. It was kind of I don't know why they have Blake Wheeler like there, but
Yeah,
whatever. I don't know.
Mm.
So that's why we're here to give our opinions. So you want to
Yeah.
start us off with want to go from 20 to 1, right?
Oh, sure. I'll start off
Okay.
with number 20.
Who you got at number 20?
Okay, first of all, honorable mentions just before. Giroux, Kuznetsov, and Sean Couturier are not there in the top 20. So number 20 for me is Anze Kopitar from the LA Kings. Now, again, he's top 20. He puts up points with that garbage LA Kings team. He's a mentor. He's won cups there. He's gonna probably mentor Quentin Byfield, which we love.
Mhm.
So it's I think him in the top 20 is fair for him and his legacy. And he puts up points again. Last year he put up over 60 points with with an offense that was not great at all. So I think Kopitar 20 makes the most sense.
Okay, at number 20, I got Steven Stamkos actually.
Okay.
Definitely deserves a top 20 at least in the NHL.
Uh-huh.
He was injured for most of the season, but when he comes back, I mean, he did average 1 goal every 5 shifts. So
Yeah.
it's pretty solid numbers right there, just for coming back for 1 game. So, but you also got to look at his career as well. This guy finally won his Stanley Cup. He's a great centerman. He can put the puck in the net. He can set up Kucherov, set up point. He's really good. That's why he's at number 20 for me. Not any higher, because I feel like this season proved that there were better centermen than Steven Stamkos. So I think number 20 is fair.
Okay. Number 19, I have Tyler Seguin.
Same. Exact same.
Okay. I'm at 19 because, see, in the playoffs, right, he was not great. That brought him his overall in this list down, his playoff performance.
But you also got to remember he was injured.
He was injured, but how long was he injured for? That's also, another question. But again, he had a down year, right? He did have a down year. And I think he's really weird. Like, okay, he's entering his prime. He's only 28. That's shocking to me. I saw that today. I'm like, he's only 28. He's only entering his prime. But, man, I was really close to putting him out of the top 20 because I feel like he can have 1 year where he plays like a top 10 centerman, but then some years where he doesn't play nearly to where he can play.
Yeah.
I think last year proved that, again, another down year in the playoffs was not great for him. So I think at number 19 is a pretty fair. Pretty fair.
All right. So you took the words right out of my mouth. Same thing. I also had Tyler Seguin at number 19. Still, he didn't have that great of a season. The only memorable thing I remember is him dangling Victor Mete and scoring on Price in that overtime winner, which kind of upset me a little. But you got to remember, he's also a veteran. Not really a veteran. He's entering his prime. He's been with the Dallas Stars his whole career. He played on Team Canada. He's a really good player.
Played on Boston.
Yeah, exactly.
Imagine if he's still playing on Boston.
I know, imagine. Yeah, I think he's still a great centerman. I think next season, as soon as he comes back from injury, hopefully he does better. I think he's going to do better. And that's how that Dallas Stars team is going to, I think, be definitely a top 7 in the next.
Yeah.
In the next 2 years, definitely top something like that.
Oh, yeah. Next year will be rough because
next year won't be.
Next year will be rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Tyler Seguin at number 19. So who you got at 18?
Steven Stamkos at 18. Pretty much the reason why you said Stamkos at 20. I just feel like he's better than these other 2 centers. When he's healthy. When he's healthy. Remember, he scored 60 goals in a season a couple years ago. When he's healthy, he is a monster. He plays with the Tampa Bay Lightning. He plays with Kucherov. He plays with other guys, Sorelli, Pilotti if he needs to. He plays on the power play. He does it all. Only when he's healthy. And then, of course, he comes back for 2 minutes, scores in the Stanley Cup final. You can't get much better than that.
Exactly.
So I think him at 18 makes perfect sense.
Okay, so for my number 18, I actually got Mark Scheifele.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's a really good centerman. If he didn't get injured in Game 1 against the Flames, they would have won that series.
Yeah.
The Jets didn't have Laine or Scheifele, and they
Mm-hmm.
still managed to get it within maybe four games that
I think
got
it
lost.
was 4. Yeah, it was 4.
Yeah, they managed to tie up the series, but other than that, I still think he's the assistant captain. Again, he can put the puck in the net. I think he plays with Blake Wheeler and Kyle Connor, if I'm correct, on the first line, definitely.
Yeah, I think so. I think he also plays the line sometimes too.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah, I think he's a great centerman. Definitely going to come back next season strong. The Jets, I think the Jets are going to be a good team next year.
they are. Their defense is again a little lackluster this year.
But maybe they can adjust that. Maybe I think they might have a little bit of cap space.
Not a lot.
Not much, but maybe try and get a defender from free agency. So yeah, I got Mark Scheifele at number 18.
Oh, they have no money. Oh, yikes. Okay.
Oh, yeesh.
Oh. Oh, well. Oh, actually, yeah. They did
well.
sign Dylan DeMello, Morrissey, Neil Pion. Okay, I guess they're all right. And Derek Forward. Number 17, Matt Barzal. Now, I wanted to put him a little higher, but I was so, like, in between with him and other guys. I was like, man, I know he's only 23. Like, he's a top center. He's obviously a top 20 center in the league. He just has to be. You have to put him in the list. But it was hard for me because I see other guys on this list, and I'm like, I compare him to other guys. And I'm like, some games, he is better than these players that I have in front of him. But some games, he's just like he's just non-existent in the game.
Yeah.
So I think Barzal at 17, right ahead of Stamkos. I think next year he'll be higher on the list. When he finally gets paid, when he finally gets the big bucks, I think he'll start shining again. Because Barzal's
right now isn't he making like $6 million?
No, he still hasn't signed his contract.
Oh yeah, he's still a restricted free agent.
Yeah, so I think if he gets paid, he will have another great season. So I think next year he'll be higher up on the list. I think I can guarantee that.
All right, I see what you're saying. So I got Sebastian Aho at number 17.
Oh, okay.
Again, that Carolina Hurricanes team is really dangerous.
Yeah.
But they didn't go far in the playoffs, which kind of made me decide not to put him higher, maybe not even top 15. But he's still don't get me wrong, he's still a great player, but he didn't for me personally, I don't think he really did much to deserve that top 15 spot, whereas other centers have done more for their teams, right?
Okay. I see where you're
definitely going. Like that I can definitely see the Carolina Hurricanes being definitely number 1 in the Metro next year for sure.
Oh yeah,
like, definitely top 3 for sure, 100%. So
yeah, probably.
Maybe next year, definitely be top 15, maybe even top 10. But for right now, after this year, I'm just gonna put him there, number 17.
Okay.
All right.
Number 16, I have Mark Scheifele here at number 16. I think he's a bit under the radar, like kind of underrated, only because he plays in Winnipeg, and again, Winnipeg, not a great city to play in. It's really not.
It's okay. So, it's not bad, but like you would rather play for like the Leafs or Habs or Flames or wherever else.
He's average. He's very consistent. I have the stats here. He's averaged a point per game for the past 4 seasons. Oh, actually, yeah, a point per game, and then over a point per game, like 3 out of the 4 seasons. Yeah, look at this: 32 goals, 23 goals, 38 goals, 29 goals in the past like 4 seasons. Oh, man. The more I think about it, the more I think about maybe I should have put him in the top 15, close to top 10. But I kind of feel bad now. But I think Scheifele, just outside of the top 15. I could easily put him in the top 15, but I think at 16, I think that's fine.
You got to remember, he also got injured in the playoffs. So
yeah, that is true.
Maybe that would be a reason why he's not as high as you expected him to be. All right. So for my number 16th, I have Ryan O'Reilly, actually.
Okay.
St. Louis Blues. Played for the Buffalo Sabres. Then he won a Stanley Cup. Again, great centerman. He did really well in that Stanley Cup playoffs. He kind of carried as one of the probably their best centerman on that team right now. Yeah. Played with Tarasenko and with Binnington as well. They went from last place to Stanley Cup champions in the span of 6 months. So you got to give credit to where it's due there. And even this season, he didn't even have a bad season either. The Blues finished pretty solid in the regular season, and then they also they made it to I think they lost to Vancouver in the first round.
Yeah, in the first
round. I believe.
Uh-huh.
You also got to remember, you don't win every single year. It's hard to maintain a Stanley Cup championship reign. And Ryan O'Reilly, he scores a lot of goals. He gets at least 50 points or something.
Yeah.
Somewhere along those lines. So yeah, he's the assistant captain. Yeah, I think he's definitely top 16 centerman in the league.
Yeah, I have him as a top. I have him at 15. I have him right inside the top 15. The reason why is because, dude, this guy, he won the Selke, which is the best defensive offensive. So it's like offense playing defense. He's like the best defensive offensive player in the league, right? You love that. You absolutely love that.
Exactly.
He's the assist man. Last year, 12 goals, 49 assists, 61 points, and a plus 11. Okay, clearly shows that he plays defense with the plus 11. And look at the awards he's won. He's won Conn Smythe, the Lady Byng, the Stanley Cup, the Selke. It can't get much better than that. And I think the St. Louis Blues will have a good season next year. It's all depending on that backup goaltending. Like
They have Jordan, like Jake Allen.
Sure.
He's gone now. Now they have just Jordan Binnington. So maybe they sign like Ryan Miller. Like I can see that.
Maybe. I don't know. But I think Ryan O'Reilly in the top 15. Again, I don't think he's top 10 yet. I think top 15 is a perfect slot for him.
Yeah, somewhere along those lines. So for my number 15, I actually have Alexander Barkov.
Oh, wow. Okay.
From the Florida Panthers. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Again, this guy, I have him on my hot team. Does really just good wonders.
15? Really?
Yeah.
15.
Number 15, yeah. Okay. I think he's a great centerman. Again, also could score. Played with Mike Hoffman too. He's a captain
over him. Oh man.
Yeah, I do. I think he's better right now. I feel like he had a better season.
Oh yeah, he did last year. Yeah. He was on my fantasy team and he was absolutely killing it.
Maybe next year, if he doesn't do well next year, then he might not even be on the list.
Okay. Stop right there. That's okay.
All right. What do you gotta say about that?
Oh man. Okay, that's unrealistic. Holy. Wow. Might be out of your top 20 next year. This guy plays on the Florida Panthers. You got to remember that. The Florida Panthers.
Why do you think I have him at number 15?
Because he's I don't know why. He should be top 10. He plays on the Florida Panthers. That team is not good. It's not great. It's mediocre at best.
But yeah, again,
top 10 center.
You got to think about it too. Yeah, you're right. That team isn't that great. So how is he supposed to have a great season when he's on that team?
He puts up great seasons.
The rest of my list here, I think that these guys are better than Alexander Barkov. Maybe he'll I feel like, you know what, next season he's definitely gonna do better. The Florida Panthers, they're going into like a sort of a retool.
Yeah.
And I think if they sign a couple more guys, maybe they'll be better, because this season it wasn't great.
Well, they already lost
Mike Hoffman had a great season. Same with Barkov. They played good. It's just that the rest of the team isn't that great. They have Brian Boyle, but like, what are they going to do with Brian Boyle?
He's like 40.
Exactly.
40.
Exactly. And they're overpaying Bobrovsky too, who hasn't shown up all season.
$10 million.
So you got to remember, you got to think about his team as well. Just because you could be a star player, but like if you're on a crap team and your team's not doing well, you know, like I feel like definitely next year for sure.
I don't know about next year, man. That the Florida Panthers are getting worse.
Him. Like he'll have a better season for sure.
Oh no, man. He did have like 62 points in 66 games this year. 20 goals, 42 assists. With a mediocre Florida team, you got to give him credit for that. Almost a point per game. You got to give him credit. Number 14 is Sebastian Aho for me. Now, I'm at 14 in the top 15 because I think he's not a top 10 center yet. Yeah. Again, another player who's not there yet, but he's
will be. Definitely will be.
Next year he will for sure be. So I'm just checking. Oh, hold on one second. Hold on. I'm just checking out the stats real quick. I feel like, again, he plays on a really deep Carolina team, right? He plays on a very deep team. with a
Team
lot
is
of talent.
that Carolina Hurricanes team is going to be scary next year.
He scores almost 40 goals. He's only 23. He almost scores 40 goals this season. He scored 38 goals last year, 28 assists, 66 points at a +10, 17 power play points, 4 shorthanded goals. He could play on the penalty kill. He scores almost 40 goals. He gives the puck. He gives the puck. Well, obviously, he needs the assist. So obviously, he gives the puck. He gets the assist, almost 30 assists a year, almost 40 goals a year, 66 points.
Still upset. The thing is, I'm still upset that the Habs couldn't get him, but we move. It was close.
Last year in the playoffs, in the the playing stuff, 12 points, 8 games. And you can't go wrong with that, and with the +6. I think he's a top 15. He's really close to a top 10. I was debating on if I should put him top 10, but
he's close. He's close.
He's extremely close. But I think in the top 15.
He'll be there.
I think next year he'll be there.
For
but
sure.
I think top, what was it, 13? 14. I think in the 14 slot.
So for my number 14, I actually have Matt Barzal here.
Okay.
Again, a guy who also can score a bunch of goals. Definitely, probably will be re-signed, maybe with the Islanders. Like, I don't see him going anywhere else.
Yeah.
He had a pretty decent season as well. He scored a bunch of goals in the playoffs too.
He did have a great season.
He got a good amount of assists as well. Solid point numbers. Solid numbers for a first line centerman right there.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely top 14 for me.
Okay.
Maybe in the future, maybe if you had, I could see the Islanders definitely being a top 3 team in the Metro. If they don't next year, it's hard. It's tough.
It's hard next year.
I don't know. Maybe definitely top 5 for sure because
they did lose their best defenseman.
Yeah, hang on. But here's the thing. If they don't have Matt Barzal next year, I don't know. I'm not sure about that.
Because he could get off-sheeted, man.
He could. Maybe he goes to the Senators. Maybe he goes there. Maybe he goes to the Devils.
New Jersey,
exactly.
Detroit, maybe. I don't know. There's a lot of teams in play. Number 13, I got Mika Zibanejad in the number 13 spot. Last year, right? He was on the fantasy free agent market, and I picked him up, and I'm like, oh man, I should have drafted this guy in the drafting rounds. Man, was this guy unstoppable? He missed.
So good.
I want to say, how many games did he miss? He missed a bunch of games. I know that for a fact. He missed a couple months. And then he had that 5-goal game. He had that he scored 40 goals. Dude, this guy missed multiple months last year, and he was
competing for most goals in the league. So what does that tell you?
He was competing for the Rocket of Shark. Look at this, 41 goals, 34 assists, 75 points in 57 games, and he only played 57. Imagine if he played a full 82. Just think about that.
I feel like if he played the full 82 games, I feel like the Rangers would have been in a higher spot. They were 2 points away. Like there wasn't a pandemic, if they continued regularly, the Rangers definitely would have made the playoffs, 100%. Next year, I feel like they could be definitely a top 5 team in the Metro as well. It's so hard to predict because you got teams like the Hurricanes, the Flyers, the Islanders, and now the Rangers, who just got their first pick, now have Zibanejad, Panarin, and Lafreniere. Probably, maybe as your first line if you put Panarin on the right wing. It depends, but I agree with you there. Definitely a top 15 centerman for sure. So for my number 13, was it 13, right?
13.
I actually have Sean Couturier there.
Oh wow.
Again, yeah. I mean, I've seen him this past season. Again, he can also score goals. Plays with Giroux. And does he play second line or third? I think he plays first line.
Either first or second. I'm not quite sure.
This guy got a decent amount of goals this year. Good assists. He played pretty good in the playoffs as well. So you gotta give him credit there. They went to second round. They could have beaten the Islanders. They were so close. And I would have loved to see them versus Tampa in the conference, but it didn't happen. Again,
that would have been fun.
You see Sean Couturier score OT winners this season against the Habs or whoever, right? Like you've seen him play. So definitely top 15 for my eyes. 100%.
Okay.
100%.
He's not even in my top 20. Number 12, I got to go with my guy, John Tavares.
You have him. You don't even have him top 10?
No, I couldn't. I really, it hurt me, but I don't think he's a top 10 center. He's right outside of it. I think him at 12. I could have put him 11th, but I had to think of a rivaled center that the Leafs hate and us fans hate. And
I think I know who it is.
Yeah. I think so. I think you know too. I think John Tavares 12th. He's outside the top 10. He had a down year last year. He had 28 goals, which again, still a down year in his eyes. Now again, he did have a broken finger, lingering problems, injuries, and stuff like that. He did perform in the playoffs. I still remember that comeback 3-0 to the Columbus Blue Jackets. I still remember that. I still remember he still hit that post with the wide open net. I still remember that. I did not forget about that. This is why he's not a top 10 center. Sure, he's not a great skater. I hate to say it, but when you physically see him skate, he's not great. Sure, he scored the puck. He can play on the power play. Sure, but he was the best free agent in 2018. I want to say when they signed him to that like $11 million deal for like the next 7 years. Sure. But I think now he's not a top 10 center. You can say last year when he put up 47 goals, sure, top 10 center.
But
I don't think he's top 10 center now.
maybe I feel like maybe if they got past the Jackets and played against the Lightning, maybe you would consider that. Maybe,
but I don't know.
Because I mean, you're probably basing this off because the Leafs didn't beat the Jackets. They lost 3-0 in the final. So
yeah, but
in the final game.
I'm also thinking about like over the course of the season, like sure he put up 28 goals, but
how many points?
It was still a down year.
How many points did he put up?
I would have to check that, but he's still a down year.
We also got to remember he's a second line center. He's kind of being shadowed by Matthews as well, who's definitely top 10. But John Tavares could have performed better as well. You got to remember that.
Yeah.
So for my number 12, I actually have Mika Zibanejad there.
Okay.
Again, definitely almost on the brink of a top 10 center in the league. Definitely give him another season. He'll definitely be on my list for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And playing with that Rangers team who was just on the brink of making the playoffs, and then they ended up doing it. They ended up making it because of the coronavirus pandemic. And they got swept by the Hurricanes. They got outplayed, they got outscored, they just lost badly. Now, I feel like after next season, for sure, he's gonna be in the race for 50 goals again. I'm telling you. Definitely, he's gonna be healthy. If he's healthy, he's definitely gonna put up almost 50 goals, if not 50 goals. 100%. Yeah. He's gonna compete with Matthews in goals. 100%.
I think so too.
So definitely in number 12 for me. And honestly, I could see them making the playoffs for sure.
Yeah, next year they'll probably make the playoffs. If they don't play Jack Johnson, then they'll be fine. If
they don't play Jack Johnson, exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
Number 11.
Who do you got? I have Bergeron, eh?
Yeah, Bergeron.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Got the exact. I got Bergeron number 11.
Oh, okay.
Pretty solid. Yeah. You got to think again. Bergeron play again. You got to remember that power line: Marchand, Pasternak, Bergeron. That line scores. That's not even an expensive line. I think all of them are making in like six mil, which is reasonable. But you got to Bergeron. He's the veteran player. Again, he's won the Stanley Cup before. Right, he just missed it like last year when against the Blues. This year,
2 years ago, I guess.
2 years ago, this year against the Tampa Bay Lightning, it didn't go well. Lost second round. So I think next year, if the Bruins can like they have to rely on that power line right there. And
Bergeron, they really do.
Bergeron is probably their best center on the team, so he can definitely at least keep them in a playoff spot for sure. A very big key asset to that team, for sure.
I think this year might be the final year that the Bruins push for a Stanley Cup. I think next year, after the 2020-2021 season, I think Rask finally leaves. He's going to be like 34. He's already thought about retirement.
He's a free agent also next year.
Yeah. He's a free agent. Marchand, he's getting old. Bergeron's getting old. Sure, Pasternak's only 23. But it can't only be him. Krejci's like 30-something. Dude, they're old, man. I think this is the last year that the Leafs have to even worry about the Boston Bruins.
Yeah, but they don't even have defense. The Bruins have absolutely zero defense.
Yeah, Charlie Coyle and Matt Grzelcyk. Like, come on. If the Leafs match up with the Bruins again next year in the playoffs, I swear, if they do not beat the Bruins in the first round, if they do match up with the Bruins, I don't even know what to say. I wouldn't even know what to say. We have better defense. And you could say our offense is better now. Okay, fine. You could give them goaltending. But, I guess.
I don't
I think Tuukka Rask and Halak is still better.
Tuukka Rask could be better, but you got to remember the Leafs also have Jack Campbell.
Sure.
They also signed
certified. I know, but I don't know.
That's a maybe. That's a maybe.
Yeah, I guess that's me. But like, dude, if the Leafs match up with the Bruins next year and they don't win,
That has to be a win. That has to be a win in at least six.
I'll cry myself to
6
sleep
or
again.
7 games. You have to beat that.
No,
Bruins.
it should be 6. I don't want to see no more 7 games in TD Garden.
Just win it in Toronto. Just win the series in Toronto. Like, please.
Yeah.
And if it does, if we do
Take
see a Bruins matchup, it'll definitely be the Leafs at the number 1 spot, and the Bruins at I don't see the Bruins taking number 1 overall. I can see the Leafs being top 5, maybe even playing the Bruins second round.
Yeah.
Hopefully, maybe they don't even make it. Like the Bruins, maybe.
I don't even know.
Who knows? But I still, again, back to what we were talking about. I feel like Bergeron definitely deserves at least a top 11 spot. You know?
Yeah.
After all that he's done for the Bruins the past couple seasons, I don't know. That's our opinion. So.
Number 10. Now we're in the top 10. I have Elias Pettersson as a number 10 center in the league. You gotta put some respect on this guy's name, man. You just have
last season. Oh man, he was really good. He was really good.
I know. This is a guy you can't stop unless he gets injured. Look at this. I just pulled up the statistics right here. Last year, where was it? Oh, regular season. 66 points in 68 games, 27 goals, 39 assists with a +16. This guy can do it all. Again, power play. He scores on the power play. Power play assists 16, power play goals 8, game-winning goals 5. He comes clutch in multiple games. He's almost a point-per-game player. I think people have to respect him. Now, again, he plays with the Canucks, and again, he might be shadowed by JT Miller, Quinn Hughes, Markstrom last year. So, again, he probably doesn't get as much recognition.
Very definitely underrated for sure.
He is underrated. But I think a top 10 slot for him, I think that makes the most sense.
Yeah. All right. So, for my number 10, I actually have Evgeny Malkin.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Definitely have him at number 10.
At 10. Okay.
Yeah. Why, do you have him early? You have him later?
No. Oh, yeah. I do.
You have him okay. Well, there's a reason. That playoff performance was absolutely dreadful.
Okay.
He was injured. But come on, if you want to be at probably a top 10 center, he is definitely a top 10 center, but for me, you got to perform in the playoffs. You have to put it on the line if you really want it. And that Penguins team did not want that win. They didn't want it at all. They played cowardly, they played scared, and that's why they lost. But again, you got to think about it. This past season, Evgeny Malkin did really good. He didn't do bad, right?
No, he didn't.
He did. He had. I think he had 60 points, something like that.
He was on my fantasy team, dude. He literally carried my team, no cap. He was so good.
He scored a bunch of. He scored goals. He got a point most nights as well.
He was injured also.
Exactly, he was injured too.
He had 72 points in 68 games.
Which is wow. Jeez.
Yeah. Oh wait, no, hold on. I was looking at the wrong stat. Last year, that was 2018. Last year, he even put up a better performance. 55 regular season games, had 74 points. So he had 2 more points in 13 less games. Without Crosby too. Crosby.
Exactly.
This is why I put him ahead of the number 10 slot. This is exactly why.
Well,
exactly.
I just feel like the rest of these guys had a better performance this year than he did. So this is the 2020 list. So
wow.
I don't know. It's my opinion. I don't know.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know. Okay. So who at number 9, right?
I have Alexander Barkov at number 9. He's a top 10 center. I explained this earlier. I'm not gonna bother explaining it once again. He is a top 10 center. Plays for the Panthers. He had a great season. He can do it all. Defense. Plays on the power play, scores, comes on clutch when you need him to. Carried my fantasy team once again. So it's I do. There's nothing bad to say about Alexander Barkov. He's a top 10 center in the league. He's very underrated too.
Right. So at number 9, I actually have JT John Tavares as well.
Okay.
Definitely a top 10 center in my eyes. Again, you got to remember he's getting sort of shadowed by Matthews, you could say. Again, he's still putting up good numbers for the captain of the Leafs. and definitely a good playoff performer. He didn't do bad in the playoffs. He scored a couple goals. He got some assists too. He put up solid points in 5 games. So, you know what? It's pretty solid, and definitely, if the Leafs do really well next season, he's definitely going to be one of the key assets for that happening. Him and Matthews will definitely be the top goal scorers for that team. I could see.
Probably.
Definitely top 10 for me.
Most likely. Number 8, I have Evgeny Malkin. I had to put him in the top 10, top 8, almost top 5. Again, look at last year. It was absolutely outstanding. Played almost 50 games, had almost 75 points. That's unreal. Yeah, especially without especially without Crosby, and he really depleted. Even without Getzel wasn't there. Like, it's crazy to think. Like, he didn't have Getzel, Crosby. He had like Brian Rust at his like
He's got that playoff experience. He's a veteran. Yeah. What is he, 33, 32?
Something like that. And
he already has 3 Stanley Cups. So yeah, you gotta give him credit where it's due.
Yeah, and that's why I'm giving him credit.
That's why he's a top 10 player for me.
Yeah, that's why he's top 8 for me.
So at number 8, I actually have Elias Pettersson there as well. You explained it as well. Elias Pettersson, great player, very underrated. Definitely going to have a breakout year next season, hopefully. Mm-hmm. I really want to see this kid do really good. Kid.
Okay.
I'm saying he's a kid, whatever. He's going to be a great player next season for sure. Yeah. That Vancouver team is going to be solid.
Going to be all right.
Not as great as this season, but if they do progress and they become a better team, definitely Elias Pettersson's probably the main reason for sure.
Yeah. Number 7, this was tough. I have Jack Eichel as the number 7th best center. Yes, I do.
Okay.
I wanted to put him 6, but after what I saw in the playoffs, I cannot put him 6. I have to put him 7.
Well, he wasn't in the playoffs, so there wasn't much to see.
I know. So, but again, Eichel, basically another representation of Barkov, but like 5 times better. Like,
yeah.
He plays on a garbage team with the Buffalo Sabres. He doesn't really get talked about a lot. I remember he had like a 20-game point streak, and I'm like, it's absolutely insane. 36 goals, 42 assists last year, 78 points in 68 games. It's 82.77 games.
It's just how can you not put him in the top 10?
Like, you can't put seriously. You have to put him top 10.
If I'm just saying, look out. If he was on a different team, like if he was on any other team, like if he was on like at St. Louis, if he was on Minnesota, maybe if he was on the Habs, if he was on Toronto, oh, look out, man. He's on a garbage team. Yeah. And with that Taylor Hall signing, you think it's going to be better? Honestly,
it's going to go up.
It's going to go up, but not a playoff team for me. I feel like the Senators are going to be better for sure. The Senators will definitely be better. But
points are going to go up.
Jack Eichel's still going to keep that point streak alive, 100%. This guy puts up a lot of points. Oh, man.
Point per game. Yeah, more than a point per game here. And it's funny how he did this with literally no one. He had Jeff Skinner. Just think about that. Jeff Skinner as his, second best offensive partner.
Yeah.
Now he has Taylor Hall, who's significantly better than Jeff Skinner. Just think about that.
All right. So, my number 7, I actually have Braden Point. 100% pretty much based off his playoff performance, easily. Well, what do you have? 14 goals? 14 goals or points? What was it? I think it was 14 goals.
I got it right here. Yeah, 14 goals, 19 assists, 33 points in 23 games with the plus.
I think that's one less. I think that's second highest points in the playoffs this year. I think Victor Hedman was first. Pretty sure Victor Hedman was first, or was it Braden Point?
I think so. I'm not quite sure.
But anyways,
I think it was Braden Point. But either way,
yeah. Either way, he developed. That team, that Tampa Bay Lightning team, hasn't seemed great in the playoffs. They miss it this early decade. 2014 wasn't. They got absolutely demolished by that Habs team. 2015 they came close. 2016, 17 again. They lost to the Capitals in the conference final a couple years ago, and then from here they become Stanley Cup champions. And again, Braden Point, after all these years, has developed into this monster of a centerman. And now we're putting last season. What would you have had him last season in your list if you had
probably
a list?
Another a top 15? No, I think top 15. I think I would have put him top 15.
Exactly, top 15. Now he's
a
like definitely top
almost
10
top 5.
because
Yeah, almost top
because
5.
he definitely developed as a player, and these playoffs certainly proved that he's definitely a top
Yeah.
10 player for sure.
Yeah. I had Brayden Point at number 6, just outside of the top 10. Took the words right out of my mouth. And again, in 2018-19, 79 games, 92 points, 41 goals, 51 assists. He follows it up next year, 66 games, so 13 less games, 64 points. It's absolutely uncertain. And then he follows it up with an absolutely outstanding playoff performance, 14 goals, 19 assists. That's a man on a mission who wanted a Stanley Cup, and it proved right there that he came in clutch moments.
And
especially,
he got it.
And
he got that Stanley Cup.
And he did. And it proved in that 5 overtime thriller against the Columbus Blue Jackets, he scored the OT winner. It proves my point. He was a man on a mission to win a Stanley Cup, and that's what he did.
Exactly.
What he did. He came in clutch. So who is your number 6?
So at number 6, I actually have Jack Eichel here.
Oh, okay. So
Again,
it was just
you explained it really well. Jack Eichel definitely. He's on a not so great of a team. Again, still puts up points. Definitely, that's honestly could be a franchise player if he plays. If he stays with Buffalo for the next couple of years, definitely will be the franchise player until someone else comes along.
He's the franchise player right now.
Right now. So
he's been the franchise player since 2016.
Yeah, he's there. So again, scores goals. Definitely gonna have a better. Honestly, I feel like he's
better
gonna
season next year.
He's gonna be better next year, especially with the help of Taylor Hall there too. Definitely gonna get him some goals there. So yeah, definitely Jack Eichel top 6. So top 5. Who you got at top number 5?
You might hate me on this one. I don't know,
right,
but I have Sidney Crosby as the number 5 best player in the NHL right now.
That's gonna spark some.
I don't really care.
Drama.
I don't really care. There are 4 better centers than him right now at this moment. Crosby, don't get me wrong, he's probably the greatest, close with Gretzky, one of the greatest of all time. Don't get me wrong. But over the years, this is what happens with great players. They play well for 10 to 15 years, and then they start to decline. They start to decline. Injuries happen more often since they're getting older. That's just how it goes. Crosby got injured last year. He's had injury problems throughout his whole career, not just last year. When he's healthy, he's a top 3, you could even say top 3 player in the NHL, sure. But as a centerman, as top 10 center, top 20 centerman, when he's not healthy, when he's not healthy, sure, you could put him top 10. When he's healthy, I think he's top 5, but I think at the number 5 slot, because I think there are 4 other centers better than Crosby at this moment. Really? And he's also starting to decline. He's starting to decline.
Our one friend's going to be kind of mad that he said that, for sure.
I think he already knows. I don't really care.
All right. You got to definitely tell him after. So, my number 5, I actually have Leon Draisaitl, for sure.
Oh, man. Oh, hold on.
Definitely. What?
At number 5, Draisaitl.
Where do you have him?
I'm not gonna say yet, but number 5.
Yeah, definitely a top 5 center in the league. Yeah. I have here 4 better centermen.
Oh, man. Okay.
4 better centermen.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, a lot of people are going to agree with me on that, 100%.
Okay.
So, Leon Draisaitl again, almost had 50 goals this year.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very high in the race. Close with Matthews, close with Pasternak. Mm-hmm. Who had the most goals? Was it Ovechkin?
I think Ovechkin and Pasternak were tied for 48, and then Matthews was like 47.
Yeah, and Leon Draisaitl wasn't that far behind either. So, definitely, again, him and McDavid are probably one of the best duos in the NHL, if not the best NHL duo right now. Again, score goals, gets assists, puts up points. They didn't do that great in the playoffs, but definitely next year could be a different story because they did sign some defenders. So maybe we'll see the Edmonton Oilers go past the first round this year.
I don't know. With that goaltending,
it's not great. It's not great, but
it is not good.
Maybe we'll see. So you got a number 4.
I got the guy behind me. Austin.
Right? Exact same. I got Matthews number 4 too.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. A news article about Matthews just popped up about his mustache and like he's raising money, $134,000. That's great. $134,000.
Again, definitely top 4. Same thing. I also got him top 4.
Top 4 again. I've said this on, I think, other podcast episodes. Like, he scores. If there was a 82-game season, he would have scored more than 50 goals.
100%, yeah.
100%. He's getting better defensively, which I love to see. He plays on the power play. He has probably one of the best slap shots in the game. Probably the best.
Probably the best release I've ever seen. Oh,
probably
man.
one of the best releases.
It's so quick, and it goes right past the goalie every time.
Just like that.
Oh, man.
Again, just think about it. He's only, 22, and he's playing like this? Just imagine in the next 6 years when he actually hits his prime. What is he going to do? He's going to 70 goals? I mean, maybe. Maybe. Like, just think about it. Just think about it. I think if he gets his defense up a little, maybe top 3 centers in the league.
He's definitely close with McDavid.
He's getting the defense. He's right there. Just needs to get that defense up. Again, if he gets the defense, top 3 center. The defense is really killing him right now, and that's why he's the number 4 center in the league.
Okay, so I agree. I agree exactly what you said. Took the words right out of my mouth. Definitely scored almost 50 goals. Definitely would have passed that. Next year, that Leafs team is going to be really good. Definitely top 3. If there's no Canadian division, definitely top 3 in the East, 100%, or maybe even top 2. Like, I can see them in Tampa for sure. But yeah, and definitely first if there's a Canadian division for sure. And Matthews is probably the main reason. This guy,
Matthews, 80 goals.
He can't just score. He can also set up plays. He's really good on the power play. He's also good on the penalty kill.
He also performs in the playoffs. Look at this. 6 points in 5 games. 6 points in 7 games. Okay.
Also scored that OT winner with that pass across from Tavares.
Yes, the pass across. We like
the pass across always works.
Oh, man. 2-on-1. Oh, man. The saucer. But, the pass across.
So, yeah, definitely top 4 in my eyes. So, who you got at number 3?
I have number 3. I have Leon Draisaitl.
Right.
MVP of the year. 10 points. He was the most valuable player for the Edmonton Oilers during the regular season. He performed in the playoffs. It's just that people around him, McDavid also performed, don't get me wrong. People around him other than McDavid did not perform. That's just how it is. The goaltending did not perform.
If you think about it, the Oilers team is just Draisaitl and McDavid.
Yeah,
that's their forwards.
The defense did not hold up against the Chicago Blackhawks.
The defense is not great. Same thing with the goaltending. Mike Smith is not the greatest goalie, and their backup doesn't help either.
Koskinen. It's not good.
It's just not great. And here's the thing: they had all this. Look at the goalies that were on the market this year. They could have had Mark. I could have seen them signing Markstrom, and they could have signed.
Their rival signed Markstrom.
Yeah, they could have also signed Braden Holtby too. Cam Talbot, maybe sign Cam Talbot as well. But yeah, they did absolutely nothing in the free agency. They just signed Tyson Barrie and Dominic Cahoon, but that's it. Really?
And it wasn't Craig. Was it Craig Smith? No. It was someone else from Nashville.
Kyle Turris. Kyle Turris.
Oh, yeah, it was Kyle Turris. Yeah, it was Kyle Turris.
But they didn't do anything defensively besides sign Tyson Barrie, who's not great defensively. So
yeah, he's not good.
But back to what you were saying, definitely agree with Draisaitl being a top 5.
A top 3.
Well, top 3 for you. Top 5.
110 points in 71 games. Just think, look at that. And then the season before, 105 points, 82 games. He's unstoppable. Look at this guy. Look at this.
So, who do you got at number 3? Oh no, it's my turn.
Oh yeah, it's your turn.
So at number 3, I got Sidney Crosby. Yeah, again, definitely one of the greatest players of all time, 100%. Oh man, definitely not better than Gretzky, but definitely top 5 of all time, 100%. When he's healthy, top 5 of all time, maybe even top 3. Who knows? Again, when he's healthy, he's a machine. This guy can score. This guy can pass. It's just the problem with him, he's injury prone. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Because every season he has to go. Like, he broke his jaw a couple years ago. I think didn't he break his leg or something?
Yeah, he broke his leg.
He's had multiple concussions, and this season was no different either. He missed a lot, but the Penguins still pulled through, which kind of means the Penguins don't really need Crosby anymore. But don't get me wrong, he's still definitely top 5 center, top 3 of all time for sure. 3 Stanley Cups, and this guy can carry that team to another Stanley Cup in the next couple of years for sure, if they improve certain things.
If they improve everywhere.
Maybe everywhere.
Maybe everywhere. Defense and goaltending.
So who do you got at number 2?
Basically everyone. I have a number 2. I have from the Edmonton Oilers, Connor McDavid at number 2.
I knew it.
Now I could also put him 1. I could put him tied for first. I could put him tied for first if I wanted to. I still could right now. But if you sure. But at number 2. Now look. Okay, Connor McDavid, right? Some people say, sure, best player in the NHL. Fine. People can say that. I'm fine. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that statement. There's nothing wrong with that statement at all. I'm totally supportive of that. But to me, when I watch McDavid, sure, he puts up magnificent numbers. 97 points, 116, 108, 100 points, sure. The thing is, he is not the most valuable player on his team. It is clear Draisaitl is the most valuable player. That is why he's won the MVP last year.
Wasn't McDavid also injured?
He was. I think he was injured, but he only missed a couple games because he did play 64 games in the regular season. So, hey, he missed a couple games. Sure, he's injury prone. Remember the leg, the leg incident? Prone. Yeah, well, he kind of is. He gets injured at least once every season somehow. Injury prone sometimes. He's not the most valuable player. Sure, he puts up over 100 points, which is fantastic. But I do think one other center is better than Connor McDavid.
And I know who it is.
And you know who it is. I know. I've talked about him all the time. Of course. But I think he's better. Or you can even say, sure, McDavid's better than Draisaitl. McDavid's better. McDavid is better than Draisaitl. But McDavid is better than the guy who I have at first. Sure, you could say that. You can say that. Or you can even say they're tied. That's fine. But to me, I think there is one more center that is slightly better than Connor McDavid.
Okay, so I'm for my number 2 pick, I'm probably gonna go with your number 1 pick. I'm gonna have Nathan MacKinnon actually at number 2, 100%. Like for me, McDavid's here, MacKinnon.
Okay, that's
just underneath, just right there.
Okay.
Again, just because he plays for the Avs doesn't mean he's the best. Come on.
Oh well, like the Avs. He certainly plays like the best. It sucks
that it sucks. Every team that you like can't always win. That's the thing.
Well, okay.
But again, MacKinnon, I agree. He's definitely top 3, top 2 actually. Definitely. Maybe if McDavid doesn't have a good season next year and MacKinnon does, maybe that will elevate him to definitely go number 1. Like, if he has a breakout year, maybe he wins MVP. Maybe he wins MVP next season. I could definitely see that happening. But for right now, he's number 2 for me. I see this other guy better, 100%. So let me just go into this. For my number 1, I got Connor McDavid. Definitely been there since 2015, 16, whenever he was drafted. And he has never had a bad season ever since he joined the NHL. Never had a bad season. Never had to worry about him. And he's always putting up goals, always putting up points. Come on, you got to at least put him in number 2 or 1. For me, he's the best. He's the best player, or even second best player in the NHL right now.
But I got to show him some respect. I have to. Number 1 for me, it is my guy. My guy. You know I can disappoint.
I know who it is. Philip Deneau.
No, Philip Deneau. No, sorry. Back to number 1. Nathan MacKinnon is the best center in the NHL, in my opinion. Again,
is this year in the playoffs, your second favorite team of the Avs? Or?
Well, sure, you could say that, but again, that's not only the reason. For one, every time he's in the playoffs, he always puts up points. Look, let me show you here. 2013, right? 10 points, 7 games. Okay. 2017, 6 points, 6 games. Okay, point per game. 2018. 13 points, 12 games. Nice. This year, or last year, 25 points in 15 games. He is clearly getting better every single time he's in the playoffs. So that just proves that, 1, he is a postseason player, which you love to see. He does not have a bad season. He had 93 points for 69 games. Nice. But again, look who was injured on that team. Randon was injured. Landeskog was injured. I think Kadri was also injured for a little bit. Tyson
was.
Dude, Burakovsky was also injured, I think. This guy was carrying the Colorado Avalanche this whole season with the injured and depleted Colorado Avalanche team. Look,
that team. By the way, before you continue, they might honestly win the Stanley Cup next year.
I told you, when they're healthy, dude, they weren't even healthy and they still made it to the second round. Once they're healthy, they're winning the Stanley Cup next year because they're going to, if they're healthy, again, if they're healthy, if they're healthy, okay? They made it to the second round without being healthy. Just think about that. And Nathan McKinnon was a big part of that. 9 goals, 16 assists for 25 points in 15 games. He had a plus 13, 3 power play goals, 6 power play assists. You cannot go wrong with Nathan McKinnon being the best center in the NHL. You can have him top 2, that's fine. I'm perfectly fine with that. You can say McDavid is better than McKinnon. I'm not going to disagree. You can do that too. But for me, in my personal opinion, I do think McKinnon is a better overall center than Connor McDavid.
Okay, guys, we've been talking about the top 20 NHL centers pretty much for almost an hour.
Basically, an hour.
I feel like we should leave it there.
You want it?
I think we should just leave it there because this is probably a very specific topic that a lot of people might disagree on.
Yeah.
So I feel like you guys should put in the comments who you think the best center or even best player in the NHL is right now.
Yeah.
100%. I think for Friday's episode, we're gonna talk about all the news that happened just this past weekend.
Yeah.
And maybe do a top 10 or top 20 wingers list. Maybe. We'll let you guys know. So we're just gonna leave it there. The rest of the news will be out Friday. We'll keep you guys posted. We'll see you guys on Friday. Oh man.
That was a lot.
That was a lot. That was a while. That took a while.
Yeah.
But hey, we're here. We're here to give our opinions. So deal with it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Just deal with it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So this has been episode 21. We'll see you guys on Friday. More news coming out this week. Hopefully, we'll see you guys on Friday. Take care. Peace.